Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Annalisa and this is going to be my TBR for at least the first half of the Blackathon that is happening in February. I will be linking the announcement video with all the details below. This is hosted by Jesse of Bow Ties and Books. There are 3 teams who are different types of warriors of history and mythology. One of them is Hatshepsut, and I really like Hatshepsut, and I also like these prompts. So I decided that I would pick that team, and I also really like the idea of the group book for that team, which is She Would Be King. I've heard good things about that one in the past. The first prompt for this team is a book of any genre by a trans Black diasporic author, and I have the romance by Akwege Emezi coming from the library, Something Death with Her Beauty, and I believe that would count for that prompt. The second one is a Black girl protagonist who is not afraid to be loud, confrontational, or to take up space. And for that one, I think that this character on the throne in Kingdom of Souls would probably match that description. This is by Raina Barron. And then a book of any genre with an impressive creative architecture or set largely in one building, like an office romance, a college, or a hospital. And Bloodmarked is set at a college. I'm not sure if it will take as much place at a college as the previous book, but I suspect that it will. Then a book with lavishly wealthy characters or that explores class. And I think Wings of Ebony or Jackpot, probably especially Jackpot, look at class. So, other things on my TBR. First of all, I've got 3 owned books, so I'm going to try to continue to knock a few of those off my TBR in February and continue the trend from January. I have What Mama Left Me by Renee Watson that I've had for a while. I've heard that it's pretty sad, so I'm going to be careful with that one, but it is middle grade, so it might, I might be able to read it fast, but then I might not be able to read other things for a little while. Then I also own Kingdom of Souls and Wings of Ebony. So those are like my top priorities for February. But I also have, as I mentioned, Jackpot by Nick Stone. This is about someone, I think, finding someone else's lottery ticket and like making a deal with them to split the pot. Yeah, I think it's partially about finding the winner of the ticket so that they can cash it in together. I've heard really good things about that one, and I also really enjoyed Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Then we have A Queen of Gilded Horns, which I haven't heard much about, but I was looking back over a bunch of books that I had read 2 or 3 years ago for books to recommend for Black History Month on my TikTok, and I found the first book in this series and was like, I bet the next book has come out because I read that 3 years ago, or at least 2.5 years ago or so, and it has, and I wanted to know what happened in that story. It's the sequel to A River of Royal Blood, and I quite enjoyed the characters from that. So I'm hoping that I will still enjoy these characters and that it will come to a satisfying conclusion. I think it's just a duology. That's very fun. It's fantasy with political intrigue. Then Cool Awkward Black. I just saw this one recommended on TikTok. I will try to remember. Kearns, I think, is the last name of the person, but I'll try to link them below. And it has at least one other, yeah, it has Tochi Onyebuchi in it, and Jordan Fuego, and Tracy Dion, and Kaylin Bayron, and Ibby Zaboy, and several others that I haven't heard of yet, but this will maybe introduce me to some more good Black authors, speculative authors. And it sounds really cute. I like the idea of having, like, hopefully a bunch of awkward characters, and it's a very cute cover, so hopefully I will enjoy most of the stories in here. Then we have the Merciless Ones, which is another sequel that I needed to get around to. I read the Gilded Ones probably just a year ago. Really liked it. It kind of left off at a place where I felt like it could be over, but I would be very happy to see the same characters in the same world more because I like them a lot. Then there's Bloodmarked, which I'm nervous about because I've seen like people who are very happy about it, but I've also seen people who are like, it has middle book syndrome, it has frustrating character interactions where they won't just talk to each other. Yeah, I'm kind of nervous about it, and it's a real chonker. So how many pages is it? It's only 550 pages, so the paper must be thick, but still, I'm hoping that it will be entertaining. The first one was very entertaining, and I really like the characters. I am a little nervous about where the development of the characters will go though. So this one could be a hit or a miss. But hopefully the third book will bring it home well when that comes out. And then I have Escaping Exodus. And this I've been wanting to read for a very long time. It has a sequel that is out. I don't think they're companion books. I think it's a sequel. Look at this gorgeous cover. I'm pretty sure it's about people who are on spaceships that are like living spaceships. They like made spaceships out of space animals. And so it's kind of like about the ethics of that and lots more stuff. And I'm hoping that if I have it on my list for a readathon, I'll actually pick it up and not just keep putting it off. I do sometimes do that with fantasy and sci-fi because it takes a lot of brain power to like process a new bunch of world building and stuff. So like starting a new series or a standalone sci-fi or fantasy is sometimes hard, as opposed to like continuing a series, which are what several of these are doing. But this isn't even that long. It's less than, I think it's less than 300 pages, and I've heard that it's really good. I also have a middle grade book, Keisha and the Rise of Legacy, from NetGalley, that I have started and hope that I will enjoy. It is kind of, I'm not really sure whether it's a sci-fi or a fantasy. It's kind of in that overlap area, where it could be either one depending on whether you explain the weird phenomena with magic or with pseudoscience. And then I have several other black books coming in from the library during this month, but hopefully I will get through a lot of these during the first half of the month, and then I can address all those other books that are coming in the second half of the month. Last year for the Blackathon, I focused a lot on romance, and this year I'm focusing a lot on sci-fi and fantasy. So I am sure I will not nearly get as much quantity read, but hopefully they will all be of good quality. It can be hard for me to read a bunch of fantasy and sci-fi back to back, probably because of that whole have to shift into a different world building setting every time. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. If you'd like to leave an emoji, how about a flower? And I'd love to know if you have any plans for February. I think I'm going to vlog a fair amount to the Blackathon, like I did last year. That was pretty fun. So bye!